Hello, everybody! In this video, we are actually not going to talk about grammar for once, so I hope that's exciting to you. But what we are going to talk about is confusing synonyms. Synonyms is in quotations because they're not actually synonyms. They're just words that translate into English as the same word, and so they're often confused or mixed up. The first word we're going to look at is doctor. There's two different words. Doctoro is a doctor, but it's a person who has a doctorate degree. So if you have a doctorate in physics, for example, you're a doctor, but you're not a medical doctor. Curatsisto is a medical doctor. Just like in English, to drink can have two different meanings. Trinki is to drink, as in just in general, to drink anything, and then drinki is to drink when it's related to alcohol. This next pair actually gets confused a lot more than I would think. Ripari is to fix something, as in it's broken and you fix it or you repair it. Fixi is like similar to attaching something to something else so that it doesn't move anymore. So like you can fix something to a wall, for example. Malyuna means old, but it's the opposite of young. Tiu estas la malyuna estro. That is the old boss. So he's the old boss because of his age. Malnova means old, but it's the opposite of new. Tiu estas la malnova estro means that is the old boss, as in the previous boss, not the new one. Mad in the sense of being angry is cholera. Mad in the sense of being crazy is freneza. So when somebody says, have you gone mad? They're talking about, are you crazy or have you gone crazy? Which is freneza, not cholera. Libera means free, related to liberty. So if something is not owned, not being used, or not under the rule of something else, it's libera. For example, liber tempo is free time. It's time that's not being used. Senpaga means free, but literally it means without pay. So when you don't have to pay for something, that is senpaga. Vivi means to live in the sense of being alive. Logie means to live as in to reside somewhere or to have lodging in some place. When you say you live with certain people or you live in an apartment or in this city or this country, you're talking about logie. Time can often be a tricky word for some people. Horo means hour, but we use it when we're talking about the time of day. Je kioma horo komenciĝos la festo. At what hour will the party start? We're asking the time. Is it going to start at 10 or 11 or 12? So you're asking for an hour. Foio means time, but in the sense of occasion or instance. Kiom da foioi vi jam legis la libron? How many times have you already read the book? And lastly, tempo means time in any sense except the first two. Kiom da tempo oni bezonas por fari tion? How much time does it take to do that? Demandi means to ask in the sense of asking a question. Ŝi demandos la instruiston. She will ask the teacher a question. Peti means to ask when you're asking for something or you're requesting something. Ŝi petis helpon. She asked for help. Labori is work related to labor, chores, your job, etc. Funkcii means to work in the sense of functioning. So if somebody says, my car doesn't work, you're talking about funkcii. You're talking about it doesn't function. Revo is a dream, as in I have a dream to become an astronaut or a cowboy or something like that. It's your aspiration. Sonjo is a dream that you have when you're asleep. Plori means to cry when you have tears and you're really upset about something. Krii means to cry, but it's more like to cry out or to yell or to shout. This one is one that gets confused a lot, actually. Scivoli means to be curious about something, to wonder about it, to want to know. Miri means more like to be in wonder of something or to be in awe of something. Most of the time people use miri when they mean scivoli. Ennua is boring that's caused by a lack of interest in something. So if you're reading a book that doesn't interest you at all, it's ennua. Teta is boring when something is too long or it's too repetitive. Think about an author that repeats himself a lot or the book is just really drawn out. Even if it's an interesting subject, it's still kind of boring because it's just so long and it's very tedious. So Teta is more boring, like tedious. Praktiki means to use something professionally, like in the sense of how a doctor practices medicine or a lawyer practices law. That doesn't mean he's practicing as in he's still trying to improve. It means he uses it for his job. Exerci means to do something repetitively so that you improve or you get better. The important thing to point out about exerci is that it's a reflexive verb. Mi exercas min pri Esperanto is the structure. You don't say mi exercas Esperanton. There's several differences between the next two words for to know. Scii generally is used to know information or facts. Koni is used in the sense of knowing people or places or just in general being familiar with something. If you say I know that person or I know that place, that's Koni. The other difference is if you're talking about a poem, for example, and you use Koni, that means you're familiar with it, you've read it before, you kind of know what it's about. If you use Sitsii, that means that you know it. You could tell me the poem, you could recite it to me. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. The reason I made this is because when I talk to people who have recently started, these are the words that they always mix up, and so I wanted to share this. And also going forward, be really careful about how you use dictionaries because that's how these sorts of mix-ups happen. So if you've liked this video, give me a like, comment and tell me that you liked it. That would mean a lot to me. And I'll see you all in the next one.